If you are unable to do it in Puerto Rico because of whatever reason, whatever lack of funds, take it back to London. Do it in London. Do it even if it's virtually. Just do it. Hello everyone, welcome once again to my channel. My name is Portelles, and for today's video we're going to be talking about some of the controversies and drama and lawsuits and all of the chismes that are pretty much happening around Miss World this year. There has been a lot of information coming out for the past few days. First of all, it was a journalist who posted an article saying that the Miss World organization was filing a lawsuit against Stephanie Del Valle and her company because they were blocking some public funds that were provided by the government of Puerto Rico for the Miss World coronation. However, ever since, Stephanie has officially addressed these claims, and for today's video we're going to be talking about this entire situation, what it means for the Miss World organization, what it means for Stephanie, and what it means for the pageant community as well. So if you enjoyed this type of videos, please stick around. The only thing that I'm going to ask from you is that you leave a like if you enjoyed this content. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well for more videos like this one almost every single day. And last but not least, let me know in the comment section what do you think about this entire situation. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. I really hope that you enjoy. Alright everyone, so for all the pageant fans out there, we know that Miss World has been going through some ups and downs publicly lately, and it's something that in my opinion has been really affecting their public image. The reason for that is because, well, Miss World, which is one of the most recognizable pageants out there, one of the most prestigious out there, and also the oldest pageant in the world, announced last year that they were gonna hold the coronation night on December 16th. However, this didn't happen because just moments before the coronation, actually one day prior, reports started popping up on internet saying that a lot of contestants and staff members of the organization had contracted the virus, COVID-19. This rapidly started spreading all throughout social media and the pageant pages until it was finally confirmed by the Miss World organization that it was true and that they were not going to be able to hold the coronation night as expected. At this point, we were talking about 17 contestants and staff members who had contracted the virus, so it was really on everyone's best interest to put everything aside and leave the coronation for another date, which ultimately got rescheduled for March 16th of this year. Now, personally, I cannot be mad at them or upset because they really thought about the candidates and the staff and just keeping everyone's safety at heart. So definitely props to them on that level. However, I am going to say that it was kind of a shame for the contestants who traveled all the way to Puerto Rico and, you know, who worked on this like for so long, because eventually they didn't get to experience the full thing that they signed up for. I think that perhaps back in the day, like a virtual type of coronation night or a hybrid model would have been best just to get things done, because as of right now it feels like the pageant is being dragged and stretched too much, and some of the hype around it has completely disappeared. Now, just a few weeks ago, the Miss World organization announced their official top 40, and they said that all of those candidates were going back to Puerto Rico to compete and have the final coronation night. They also announced a brand new challenge, which is pretty much a social media challenge. Each one of the top 40 contestants have to come up with a website where they present their Beauty with a Purpose project, and the winner of the challenge will make it automatically into the top 12. In order to win, pageant fans would have to visit the Miss World website, click on their favorite contestant, and then go on their individual websites, then spread on social media, tag them, and all of that, you know. So honestly, I think it was a good attempt at kind of like reviving the pageant a little bit and bringing back the hype around it, but it just felt like a lot of work for the viewers who at that point were just expecting a coronation. Honestly, me as a fan, I remember back in December I paid for my ticket for the coronation night, which just never happened. I don't even think I got like a reversal for that. But now on top of that, you're like bringing back all of these ladies, giving us more challenges, and then we have to go and do the work on social media and like spread the messages. Like, it's a lot of work, girl. But anyways, everyone proceeded with their respective projects, made their websites and everything that was expected from them. And now a report came to light from a journalist called Jay Fonseca, which says that allegedly the government of Puerto Rico and the municipality of Rio Grande granted more than $1.2 million for the entire preparation of the Miss World finale and the pageant that was going to take place in Puerto Rico. But it seems like those funds were being held or blocked by Stephanie Del Valle's company. Now, obviously, this is a huge accusation. It's not something that should be taken lightly because, of course, it's not only, I mean, one of the most recognizable Miss World winners of all time, but also accusing her of fraud, pretty much, like saying that she is holding public money, public funds. This is coming from the taxpayers of Puerto Rico, and it was given to the organization because at the end of the day, the entire pageant brings a visibility to the country. It's good for the tourism, it's good for the people, it creates jobs, and at the same time, it's a good opportunity to showcase Puerto Rico on a worldwide scale. This article went on to explain that allegedly, and I'm gonna say that repeatedly because I am not getting sued, Stephanie Del Valle's company Reignite had issued 3 different checks for the overall amount of $1.2 million that was supposed to be given to a third-party company who then were going to organize the coronation night and the finale. Well, it seems like there was a stop payment on those checks, and therefore the checks didn't clear, didn't go through, aka the third-party company never got the money. And that's when it all started, the allegations that Stephanie Del Valle was holding the funds that turned out to be like public funds from the government given to Stephanie for the organization, which was supposed to bring visibility to Puerto Rico. Do you see how complex it is? This is like a rabbit hole. But bear with me, I'm gonna, I got you. What is being said is that as of right now, the Miss World 2021 coronation night might not happen because of the lack of funds. They say that the company for Stephanie did not have, first of all, the money, did not have the staff, did not have the logistics to pull off a project like this. And now it seems like it's the Miss World organization going against Stephanie Del Valle. Now, this is what was said by this journalist, Jay Fonseca, but in an official statement, Stephanie Del Valle said that herself or her company had nothing to do with the holding of the public funds, that there was no fraud involved, and that, of course, they only had the best interest at heart when it comes to Puerto Rico and its people, as well as the pageant, as the Miss World pageant. She explained that the government of Puerto Rico gave them these funds precisely for the coronation night, for the entire pageant of Miss World 2021, and because the pageant was postponed, that money went on hold, and then ultimately it was returned to the government. And that's the reason why the checks didn't clear, because if the money was, not on those accounts anymore, if it was given back to the government, then obviously there's not money anymore for the checks to go through. This explanation, in my opinion, makes sense, and I just wouldn't see why someone like Stephanie Del Valle will get involved in frauding the organization that pretty much made her like worldwide famous. But it just kind of proves that we need to take everything with a little bit, like with a grain of salt, when it comes to drama, when it comes to accusations and allegations, because prior to Stephanie's statement, the pageant community was like going crazy, and they were like, what is happening here? There's fraud and she's guilty and take her to jail and do this and that. Well, here are my thoughts about this entire situation. From the Miss World perspective, I really think that they need to get it together. If they're really one of the most respected pageants in the world, they need to have a plan B. What happens if things don't go as planned? What happens is because of the pandemic, we are unable to have like a physical night. In crisis management, you always think of every single possible scenario, and you have like a procedure, you have a plan for that. I don't see why the Miss World organization did not think this through. If I was them, I would have picked maybe like a top 12 or like whatever, and I would have brought those girls to London, and even if it's having just a press conference and just present the winner, crown them on the spot, and at least you can say that the purpose of the pageant, the essence of it did happen, which is just to crown a new queen and give them a platform and then move on with the charities and all the work that they have to do. I don't think that getting involved in this entire legal thing and the drama does them any favors when it comes to their public image, which has already been hit because of everything that happened. I mean, like prior, like the COVID thing and the controversies around whether they are like a current pageant or if they're still relevant or if they need to refresh the pageant or be a little bit more up to date. This is not helping them in any way, shape, or form. On top of that, from Stephanie's perspective, it's funny because just a few days ago, I was filming a video for this channel where I was reacting to Catriana's Miss World full performance, and Stephanie was the winner that year. And honestly, I was not very familiar with her or her run and what she did ever since. But I've done a little bit of research, and you can tell that she is, if not one of the most influential Miss World ever, she is the most influential Miss World ever, because I read that she raised like $40 million for the organization. That's like insane. So can you imagine going against your most recognizable winner because of $1.2 million? Of course, I get it that it's a lot of money and it's important for them to figure it out, but this should have been done privately. The fans shouldn't, know these things, and we shouldn't be involved in all of that. Those are things that need to be done internally. My take on this is, do not cancel the pageant overall. If you are unable to do it in Puerto Rico because of whatever reason, whatever lack of funds, take it back to London. Do it in London. Do it, even if it's virtually, just do it. We need to move on from this. I feel like the Miss World organization is still going to push through this, because just a few days ago, they also posted a story on their Instagram page where they were saying, you know, continuing the fast track challenge that they have as of right now. And this was in the middle of the entire controversy. So I took it as a hint of, look, we're gonna do this, don't worry, we got it. And as a whole, I want the pageant community to kind of remember that, as I said before, we need to take things with a grain of salt and not believe everything that we see at first. Personally, when this entire thing came out, I filmed a video about it right away. I had it ready, I was just editing, and then Stephanie's statement came out, which completely scrapped that video. So I had to like come up with this second video and redo it. It just goes to say that there is always a different perspective and another side to the story. I just hope that they'll be able to figure it out, that they'll be able to have ideally a coronation night, but if not, girl, just go to London, have a press conference and call it a day. And as I said, if they're able to resolve it in a friendly way that it's good for the organization, for Stephanie Del Valle, for the people of Puerto Rico, and for the candidates, then it's a win-win situation for everyone. I don't see how lawsuits and controversy and drama will do any good to any of those parties. There you go, everyone. That's my little summary of the entire drama that is happening with Miss World and my opinion about it. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about all of this? What's your take on this entire situation, which I think is very unfortunate. But while you're at it, don't forget to leave a like on my videos, that it gets recommended to more people. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one almost every single day. And last but not least, come here and give me a hug. That's a little tradition on the channel. You know that I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming and spending a few moments out of your day here with me. And until I see you next time, please stay safe, be kind to one another, sending you all my love, all my kisses, and I'll see you on the next one.